Hello friends, how's it going today? It's me, Kat. Thanks for stopping by my channel. I appreciate every single one of you that have been watching my videos, and it's so exciting to see my little channel growing. Today's video is on a book by an author that I have read all of her books, and it's funny because I can't necessarily say that all the time. So the book is called According to Plan by Dee Lagasse. Like I said, have read her previous books. This is her fourth book. I did a video on one of the books before. So her books are Without Warning, As Fate Would Have It, Kismet, and now According to Plan. I'll put the video I did on As Fate Would Have It in the description box below and also in the card above. That is part of a little series she has. It's actually 2 books. I don't know if she's going to write more in that world. I love that world. It's Caparelli and Co. I love the characters. I love the town. I love the restaurant. And when you read, and if you've read, you'll know what I'm talking about. Dee just has this amazing gift. I feel like when I read her books, I feel very connected to the world that the characters are in. It's kind of hard to describe it. I mean, yes, like I've said before, the books always play like movies in my head when I read, but the way she writes, it's a little different, and I love that. Kismet is, like I mentioned, one of her other books, and that's a royal romance, which I adored. When you'll read it, you'll notice some likeness about maybe a royal couple that has been in the headlines a lot lately, and Dee herself is a royal watcher, self-professed royal watcher. So let's talk about According to Plan. I am premiering this video today as According to Plan is being released. The first time I'm posting it, it's going to YouTube and then immediately into Dee's reader group where she is celebrating the release of this book. So I want to say hi to all the Dee's Bees, and I'm so happy to be in the group and be involved with you guys, and happy that I can do this for Dee and so enjoy her writing. According to Plan is about Zoe and Isaac. They are family friends. He moves in, his grandmother lives next door to the Millers, which is where Zoe lives, with her brother and her parents. They become fast friends. Zoe is Charlie's younger sister. Charlie and Isaac become best friends. The Millers, their parents, they kind of take in Isaac in a way that was very sweet, very endearing. Isaac is kind of alone in the world. He has the Millers, and then he has the store that he works at, and he became very good friends and had a mentor in the man that owned the store. It's a comic book store. Something that we know pretty early on is that Zoe has always had a crush on Isaac. They're 2 years age difference. He's always been Charlie's best friend. They've always been friendly, but we learn that pretty early on that she is crushing hard on him, even as they are in their later 20s at this point. Through a set of circumstances that she could not help, she ends up having to move like really quick out of her apartment and doesn't really want to move back home with her parents. So Charlie invites her to move in with him and Isaac. They share an apartment, a condo together, and Charlie is often traveling for work. So it's really just about Isaac living there. They have an extra bedroom, they move her in, and you know, she's funny because she's like, oh my God, how am I going to live with him? You know? So they start spending a lot of time together. They already have this great basis of friendship, and things start evolving with them, and people start noticing that they're together. She invites Isaac to a family wedding as her +1. Of course, he knows all the family, so he's excited to go. He starts looking at her, which, you know, I wasn't really sure. I mean, I kind of thought that because we kind of got that he noticed her also, but it was like, that was, you know, she was untouchable because she was Charlie's younger sister. But he starts, you know, to really notice her, and he's like, oh my God, like, oh my God. They know they're attracted to each other, but they're being very careful. they get thrown into a circumstance where people think that they start dating, that they are dating. And so they don't really, they acknowledge that and they're like, okay, let's just go with it. Kind of pretend dating. So that begins their kind of fake relationship, which I thought, okay, what are we going to do with this? Where is this going to go? But it ended up being that they were both realizing that through this, A, spending more time together because they're living together, and then B, okay, this is comfortable, this is good, we like each other already, we know this, we have familiarity. So I wondered where Dee was going to take that. Like I said, there's an easiness between them, there's chemistry, a natural chemistry between them, and I loved how Dee built that and how they both saw each other more romantically and wanting more, you know, being romantically involved in them, and they were kind of moving along at the same pace, and I love that. Flirty, fun, you know, little touches here and there. It was very sweet. With Dee's books, we get all the flirtation, all of the chemistry, but we don't get the full scope of a romantic relationship and the scripted intimacy, I guess is the right word. And that's okay with me. I don't need to read books that have that in them all the time to feel like I got a good love story. This book is like that. Her books are all like that. But I don't feel ever like I'm lacking getting to know all of them. I, of course, had some favorite lines in the book. One of them is from Zoe, and it made me laugh out loud, and it really made me, and it was like the easiest, funniest, most simple thing, but so true. She says at one point, because they're living together, and all of a sudden she realizes, oh my God, you know, even though they are close family friends and he's been on vacation with them and he's, you know, slept over at their house when they were growing up, he's seen her without makeup, he's seen her in a bathing suit, he's seen her stripped down and just herself, that but now they're gonna be living together. It's just, you know, it just took away kind of a little bit more of the veil between the two of them being roommates. And she was funny, she was trying to get dressed and he like rounded the corner, and she says that she never realized how much security a pair of panties can give a girl. I just had to laugh at that. I just thought that that was really funny. And by the way, Dee did the cover herself, so props to you for that, Dee. And he's so cute on the cover, and he's got these dark rimmed glasses, and it's so funny because Zoe is always like, oh, those glasses, you know, they just take his cuteness up a notch, which was really funny. I loved him. He was very swoony. And in that, one of my favorite things that he says is, as soon as I saw Zoe, I cursed under my breath because it was in that exact moment I knew I was a goner. Done for, finished, finite. It was like something out of the movies. And it just, I mean, I know it's very simple words, but in that moment, and they kept having these moments with each other, and I love that we got the dual perspective. So we got chapters from both of them, so we really got the full story. That it was in those simple moments where they looked at each other just a little differently and knew that their whole world could be standing right there across the room or sitting in the car. Do you know what I'm saying? I loved those moments. And then a little bit later on in the book, Zoe says, and if I didn't know better, I very well might have believed I just fell in love with Isaac Adams. Oh, so simple, but in that moment, all those little moments, A+. I wondered where the drama was going to come in, and it didn't come in my opinion, for me, where I thought it was going to be. I thought we were getting these little teasers about this other person that kept showing up in the book, and as it turns out, it wasn't that. It was something different. It took me by surprise. I really did think that this was going to be just a love story that moved straight along and it was going to be fine. And we got to this point, it's towards the end of the book, where there was a couple of chapters. Oh my gosh, I think it was chapter 35. Oh my God. And you know, and it's, I hope I'm not giving a spoiler when I say that it's kind of coming from Isaac. And there's a situation that happens where it's Zoe and somebody else having a conversation, and as that conversation is happening, you can see it written on the wall, and you're like, oh girl, do you know what he's doing? Do you see what he's doing? Oh my gosh. And then just as quickly you see that Isaac heard everything, and he had like a moment where he's like, and I don't want to give any more away, but it was it broke my heart. I didn't see it coming at all. With a true love story, there's always going to be hurdles in the road, and this was Zoe and Isaac's hurdle, and I wasn't sure how we were going to get past it, because he is like the sweet stand-up guy that's like kind of a nerd, a comic book store owner, really sweet, but yet has this edge to him that you can't help but love him. And he did something, and I was like, oh, well, no, wait a minute, you're not allowed to do that. Rest assured, we do get a happy ending at the end of According to Plan. I loved this book. Another really great book from Dee Lagasse. So if you are watching this video and you are in Dee's Bees, you have to make sure to say hello in the comments below. Make sure you subscribe to my channel. I am on Dee's review team, so I will be doing videos for all of Dee's books. Let me know if you've read any of Dee's other books in the comments below and what you thought. Which one is your favorite? Thanks so much for hanging out with me today. Have a great release day, Dee. See you soon. Bye.